Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about the most important bugs with the Spiritborn class and show you what I believe most of the player base is actually doing wrong right now. So let's start with the most important one. So here I have the unyielding hits aspect, which is the most broken aspect in the game currently, and it basically just scales your weapon damage with the amount of total armor you have, so you can get up to 1500 more weapon damage. This is a total damage increase of between 3 to 4, and yeah, you just need to stack a lot of armor and then you will have a huge power increase with this aspect. But the problem is this aspect does not work for every build right now. But still, most of the build planners and build creators are making builds with this aspect. And I want to show you a video I have recorded a few days ago. So here you can see already 3 days ago, on October 11th, I was testing the stuff here. And what I realized here is that the unyielding hits aspect basically does nothing for the evade build, so for the storm feathers evade build. So here you can see the base damage of this build when I have armored hide active, so it's somewhere between 400 to 600k. And now I put on this gorilla, this unyielding hits aspect with some armor. And I again press I again press Q for my armored hide to cast a gorilla skill, and you can see the damage does not go up. So it's still between 400 to 600k, and it should go up by at least 50% because I have around 1500 armor. So for the evade build, and you can repeat this test for yourself, the unyielding hits aspect basically does nothing. So for that reason you should never play it on this build here. And I saw that many guys like Wudijo, Raxx, Rob, they all put this unyielding hits aspect on something like the amulet sometimes. So this is just a big loss here with the build. It just does nothing. And the reason for that is probably that this storm feathers, where most of your damage comes from in this evade build, they are not considered as a skill, but something more like a flat damage ability. So something like Andariel's Visage. So per definition, this should be a skill because it also scales with your weapon damage. But it seems like it is treated as an flat damage ability. So for that reason, also Andariel's Visage is not currently working with this unyielding hits aspect. Also shoutouts to the player Raxx, a rogue player, who told me this on Discord. He also tested some Andariel stuff with the Spiritborn already. So yeah, it seems that this aspect does not work for all builds, and so far we can confirm that it does not work for builds which are building around some of the special abilities like Storm Feathers. So this is, I think, by far the most important one. So in my build, for example, you can see I have replaced this aspect with some other aspects. I will also make a build guide for this one. So I believe this is the strongest version of the evade storm feathers build here. So you can expect the guide on this channel as well. So yeah, this was the first bug. And then I also want to mention, I think this is something more familiar to you guys, but for all those who didn't know that, also armored hide, or let's say block chance, is currently bugged. So here you can see on my weapon I have this redirected force aspect. So this is, I would say, the most broken aspect right after the unyielding hits, because what it does is it scales your critical strike damage with the amount of block chance. And usually you would expect that the block chance is capped at 100%. So for example, right now I have 10 resolve stacks, and I'm also playing with this interdiction aspect here, which says that I'm gaining 10% block chance per resolve stack. So because I have 10 resolve stacks, I should be perfectly on 100% block chance. So every hit, every direct hit will get blocked, and I will have some block damage reduction going on here. So this is the main purpose of blocking. But as we also scale our critical strike damage with this redirected force aspect, also some players and also like me have figured out that the game actually has no internal block chance cap right now. So you can scale this up way higher than 100%. So there's actually no limit, I believe. And the thing is, you have some temperings, like maximum resolve stacks on defensive gear, like this pants here. So I have 2 extra maximum resolve stacks. I can also temper this on the amulet, on a chest plate, and also on a helmet. And then you would just increase your resolve stacks, and this would also increase the block chance with this interdiction aspect here. And also armored height gives you additional 100% block chance, and this also goes beyond this cap. So for that reason, every time I press armored height, my damage will explode, because it will just give me more crit damage. So this is also good to know. So yeah, basically all Spiritborn builds try to utilize these bugs here. So what they usually do is they stack as much resolve stacks as possible. So like I just mentioned, you can temper them on some defensive gear and the amulet. So you will just try to increase your resolve stacks, total resolve stacks, and this will increase your damage. You also want to have a nearly 100% uptime for armor height, since it's so powerful. So every time you press armor height, your damage will just go up. And yeah, this is what most players are trying to do right now. We don't know if this will get nerfed in the future. I will show you some nerfs they already have planned for this Friday, I believe. But now I also want to talk about the third important bug here, which is also very crucial, which is Vicious Shield. So also this one you might have heard about, but if no, then you should definitely put an eye on this one. So Vicious Shield, what it intended to do is give you a 33% damage bonus if you reach 100% of your maximum life as a barrier. So you get 3% per 1% barrier. So this equals then 33% if you have a full barrier. But here's also a very crucial bug, which basically makes you scale not with your maximum life barrier, but with your base life barrier. So the base life currently is 400. I think you cannot see it in the tooltip, but without all this max life items that I'm wearing right now, my life would just significantly go down to the point where I only have 400 base life. And with each item and some paragon nodes, we can just increase our maximum life. So this bug scales around base life, which means that with, let's say, 10,000 life, I think you have something like a 500% multiplier. So I can't remember it correctly right now, but I think the formula is you have your max life. So for example, 10,000 life, then you divide this by 12 and multiply it with your barrier. So with 1 if you have 100%. So 10,000 divided by 12 equals your total damage bonus you get from Vicious Shield. And the numbers should be very crazy. So yeah, they are way higher than intended. So this is also very crucial, and for that reason everyone right now is playing with Vicious Shield, also tries to get as many barrier generation nodes here as possible. So you just want to reach your 100% max life barrier as quick as possible, and then you will have this huge damage increase. So yeah, we have many bugs currently with the Spiritborn, and this was only the first week of the game. I'm very curious how many more bugs the testers will find. So yeah, and now I just want to show you another thing here. So we already have some confirmed nerfs. So Adam Fletcher's posted this on X, I think yesterday on the 14th of October. So they plan to make some more patches and hotfix coming this week. So also they are looking into Spiritborn evade build especially. So the evade cards animation is actually a bug and is not intended, because it basically breaks the animation frames during the evades. So what this means is that what you can do with evade here is you just yeah, do this very quick animations, while the usual evade would look like something like this. So you make this roll here and you just stand still for some microseconds. But because we are abusing this with the evade build, we are just skipping this animation and we don't see this actual roll and recover from it. And I believe that this is what the nerfed version of evade will look like. We will only be able to do evade jumps like this. So this of course will significantly nerf this build. We just have less casts per second. But we will see. With all the other bugs, this build is still pretty crazy. You also can reach multiple billion damage hits with Storm Feathers if you're abusing the bugs I showed you in this video correctly. So let's see if this nerf will be enough to kill this build. If they don't touch the other bugs in the game, then I think it's still pretty playable. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this. So I'm not sure, I think it will be later this week, so I expect on Thursday or Friday. So expect some changes to this evade build here. Maybe they will also fix some other bugs, but we don't know yet. So we just have to wait. But yeah, there's still some days left. So if you want to get some crazy damage numbers out of your builds, you can just try to implement all of this stuff I showed you in this video here. So Unyielding Hits aspect does not work on evade. Block chance, also armor tide is pretty broken, no hack, no cap here, and vicious shield is also broken, scales with your base life, so you should just stack as much life, max life as possible to increase your damage. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you learned something, and yeah, have fun with the Spiritborn builds. Have a nice day, thanks for watching, and bye bye.